Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Today's practice, we are going to focus on a trouble spot for 4 out of 5 people in their lifetime, which is low back tension, low back pain. So let's go to our mat and I'll explain a little bit more once we get there. So it's an issue that a lot of people experience, so we're going to work on it a little today. So we want to begin lying down on our mat. So just settle in. Completely feel the support of the earth underneath you. Allow the palms to rotate up toward the sky. Just be relaxed. Let the feet fall out a little to the side. And notice the parts of your body that are connected to the earth. And let the earth support you here. Draw your attention to your breath and just begin settling in with a full inhale through the nose and a full exhale through the nose. You really complete breath. Chest, ribs, belly expand, and then everything gets back in towards center as you release. Continue a couple more breaths. Bring yourself fully here. Once again, connecting with breath and movement to release whatever we don't need anymore. So let's bend our knees and bring the soles of our feet to the earth. So not as tight as you would do for bridge. Keep them your heels a little more distant. And let's take our hands to our low ribs, kind of in between our ribs, the bottom of our ribs and our hip bones. And just let them relax. Let the elbows relax on the earth. And we're going to a little gentle rocking of the hip. So on your exhale, next exhale, press the center of your back, the low back into the earth, and let the hips rock up a little bit toward the sky. So the low part of your hip kind of swivel up toward the sky. So you're pressing your low back into the earth. Exhale, and then inhale. Allow the arch to come back to your low back and let your hips, your tailbone go down toward the earth. So just a gentle movement. Exhale, press the low back into the earth so there's no space for your fingers. You wouldn't be able to fit your fingers between your back and the mat. And then inhale, tilt the pelvis away from you, arch the back a little. And now there's space between you and the mat, your back and the mat. To continue that movement very gently a few times while I give you a little bit more background. So low back pain is the most common reason why people miss work or go to the doctor. It's the most common ailment that people have that causes them great discomfort. So here's the things that we can do to alleviate low back pain is to maintain a healthy weight, to build up our ab strength. So the core strength is going to support your back. To lift properly with our legs when we're lifting heavy objects. We've already done a recent class on that. Continue moving with your breath. to move. So movement, when we don't move, our bodies get inflammation and tension building up. And when we move, it kind of flosses that out. It allows it to release. And good posture. We've done a lot of classes on that as well. And so those are a few things that we want to keep in mind to alleviate low back pain. But let's say you have low back pain. What we're doing now, the first few exercises in today's class are recommended by Harvard Health as a way of daily releasing the tension. So alleviating the pain by releasing the muscle tension. All right, so let's come to stillness in the center, hands planted on the earth, and let's bring the knees above the hips. So shins parallel to the earth. And we have two options here. If you want to, so flex the feet, get really strong in the feet. So your toes are pointing up toward the sky. Your heels are pointing toward the wall in front of you. And we can stay right here. So you'll notice if you still have your hands on your low abs, that when you put your legs up like this, your lower abs become a little bit more tense. They're turning on. And then you can also peel your chest up off the earth. So gently peel the chest, leading with the chest, not with the chin. So leading with your chest, lift the shoulders up off the earth. And you can feel the low abs turning on even more. Now, if this is too much, you can let the head come down. You can let the toes touch the earth. So just see what is appropriate for your body. So for those on the class today, I'm pretty sure we can peel our upper back off the earth for a few more breaths. And then allow the feet to come back down to the earth. And we're going to send the right heel up toward. Draw the thigh toward your chest. So maybe your hands go on the backs of your shins and just allow on your calf and allow just kind of a gentle pressure, bringing the thigh more toward the body. And let's rotate the toes clockwise, counterclockwise. Point and flex. This isn't for your low back necessarily, this part of really getting your ankle moving, but everything's connected. So if our ankles are tight, we don't have the full range of motion in our feet. It affects everything all the way up. Smooth the ankle. And then bend the right knee and take the ankle across the left knee. So figure 4 shape with your leg. And then draw the left thigh into your chest. So interlace your hands behind your left thigh and draw that thigh toward your hip opener on the right side. So tight hips definitely affect low back. We want to be sure all that sitting we do is alleviated by some simple stretches like that. And then unwind the legs, bring the soles of the feet back to the earth, kind of get balanced again, and then send the left heel up toward the flex the foot, and gently maybe rest the hands on the back of the shin, back of the calf, and just gently allow the gravity to move the left leg toward your body. And then flex and point the toes, rotate the ankle clockwise, counterclockwise. So I promised a more gentle practice today. These first few movements are what Harvard Health recommends as daily practice. Every day, if you suffer from low back pain, this might be something you can try. So coming to stillness, bending the left knee, crossing the left ankle over the right knee, and then drawing the right thigh into the chest. A couple of deep breaths here. You'll notice you're pressing your low back into the earth once again in this movement. So that's supporting it, kind of massaging it by pressing it down. And then unwinding the leg. And we're going to work our way into table position. So cross your legs, press your way up, and just roll your way forward onto table. You have to reposition yourself on your mat. And we will begin cat-cow flow. So up until now, that's the part that was recommended by Harvard Health as a daily practice. Now we continue with our regular yoga practice. Inhale, soften the belly, cow. The chest moves forward, and exhale, press down through the hands, tuck the chin, arch the back. Inhale, soften. Exhale, round and tuck. Inhale, soften. Exhale, round and tuck. A couple more at your breath pace. Finding as much articulation in the spine as you can. So as much movement in the spine. Now coming to stillness in the middle. We're going to do opposite arm and leg movement. So inhale, the right arm goes forward, thumb up like you're shaking someone's hand, and the left heel goes back parallel to the earth. Lift the leg. So opposite arm and leg forward and back, and then back down. Slowly bring both the hand and the knee back down. Opposite arm. So inhale, left arm goes up, right leg. Press the heel toward the back of the room and the thumb up. And then exhale back down. Continue that flow. Inhale up, right. Exhale down. Inhale up. And be very aware here that your hips are not getting out of alignment. Exhale down. So as you shift from side to side, you want to try to keep your hips as level as possible. That alignment helps your low back. Exhale down. Continue your breath. Next inhale, we're going to bring our right arm up, left leg up, and then exhale, right hand down, and sweep the left leg across your mat over to the right side. Plant the toes on the earth and look back over your right shoulder. So a calf stretch here and kind of a side body stretch on this left side body. So keep the hands firmly planted and look over toward the foot. And then coming back to center, we'll do the opposite side. So left arm forward, right leg back. Bring the left arm down, and then sweep the right leg across your mat. Plant the toes, look over your left shoulder. Coming back to center. Do a little bit more of the opposite arm and leg movement. So this time, something we haven't done for a while. So lift the right arm and the left leg. And then bring both back down to the earth, but keep the left leg out. So not to the knee, but bring the sole of the foot, the toes down. And now we're going to press up into down dog. So tuck the right foot and lift the hip. It's going to be a flow, but this is a lot of instruction to get us started. So we're in a staggered down dog with our feet. Exhale back down to the mat. And then lift again. So inhale, lift into your staggered down dog. And inhale down. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. One more. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. Bring your left knee to meet your right. We'll do the opposite side. So left arm goes forward, right leg goes back. And then lower the right leg, toes to the earth. Left hand comes back down, and we're going to lift, tuck the back toe, the left toes, and lift into staggered down dog. Inhale forward. Exhale, lift. Continue with your breath. The next time you come down, bring both knees together. And we're going to work our way back up into a normal down dog. So tuck both toes, lift the knees, lift the hips back. Standard down dog. Lift the right foot toward the sky. And then draw the knee in toward the nose, step the right foot forward. Look at the ball of the back foot, place the heel there, so angle the toes out about 45 degrees. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Nice stable warrior one here. Reach up through the fingertips, down through the feet. And then exhale, rotate open to the right. Couple of breaths here. Inhale back to center. Exhale, take the hands to the hip, lengthen the front leg. And we're going to fold forward. So hinge at the hip crease, lengthen the torso, slight bend in the front knee, lengthen the torso. Straight forward. And then slowly lower down. So walk the hands down your thigh, down your shin, wherever it's appropriate for your body. Keep the back long. So the idea here is to lengthen the spine. Maybe you can touch your fingertips to the earth. Maybe if you're very flexible, the whole palm goes to the earth. You just breathe into it. So inhale long with the spine and exhale a slightly deeper bend. Walk your way in. Maybe you allow your eyes to close. Just focus your attention on your breath. On your next inhale, take your hands back up to your hip. Draw your elbows toward each other and rise up. We'll step the left foot forward to meet the right. So shift the weight forward to the right foot, draw the left knee up, and then lower down. Inhale, lower down. So hands to the earth, forward fold. Exhale. Plant the hands, step back to plank. And then lift the hips into your down dog. On the other side. So inhale, left foot toward the sky. Exhale, draw the knee into the nose and step forward. Dial the back heel down. So replace the ball of the foot with the heel. Angle the toes out. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. Strong warrior one. Take a moment to really feel both feet connected to the earth, to facing forward. And then we're going to exhale, rotate open to the left. So these twists are really helpful for the low back as long as you're gentle. Inhale, sweep the arms above your head. Exhale, hands to hips. Lengthen the front leg and slowly walk your way into the fold. So hinging at the hip, keeping the spine long, the weight distributed between your legs, your feet. And then slowly walk your fingers down your thigh, down your shin, wherever they go. Crown of the head is reaching forward, and the hips are reaching back. Slight bend in the knee. Inhale long with the spine, exhale slightly deeper into the bend. So all the hip rotations as we turn from side to side basically massage the muscles and the fibers in our low back. And the movement of those fibers is helpful for releasing the inflammation. So moving in all directions, keeping everything fluid is really important. Next inhale, take hands to hips, draw the elbows toward each other, rise up, strong back. And then shift the weight to the left foot, sweep the right knee forward, and exhale down. Inhale, sweep the arms above the head. Exhale, fold. Plant your hand and step back to plank. One foot, right foot back, then left foot back. And let's take a moment here in our plank to get really strong. So press the heels back, lift the low belly. Chest is wide. So keeping the whole crown of the head to the heels, a long, strong line. We're going to do a little core work here. So exhale, lift the hips into down dog. And then reach the right hand toward the left ankle. So release the right hand, touch the left ankle. And then sweep the right hand forward, coming back into your plank. And then exhale, lift the hips. Really be strong with the legs. So reach the heels back, reach the hips up. And then Allow the left arm to reach back toward the right ankle. Inhale forward, back to plank. So really intentionally as we do this, exhale, lift, and reach the right hand back. Really focus on moving slowly and keeping stable. You're not overly shifting to one side or forward. And exhale, back. It really takes a lot of focus from like swaying side to side as you move. Forward and then back, right. Forward, and back. This is our last one. Some stillness in your plank. And we're going to shift forward to our toes, lower down, draw the elbows toward the body, all the way to the earth. Now a little upper back work. So have your hands by your upper ribs. Really press your toes into the earth. So we've been in Cobra a lot of times, but we're going to build it up gradually. So really press the toes into the earth, all 10. And you notice your knees probably come off the mat. And then activate low belly. So really get active in your core. Feel the low belly muscle. And then allow the upper back to activate and peel up off the earth. So you're not pressing with your hands. You're allowing the lift to come from your toes, your low belly, your back. Exhale down. Inhale up. Toes, low belly, upper back, and then down. One more. Inhale up. Toes, low belly, back, and down. So I actually take my hands off the mat so I can't cheat. I'm lifting them off the mat and floating. You might try that the next time. Let's release. Right cheek to the mat. You can let your hands go by your. Relax. Coming back to center. Let's do it again. So hands up for ribs. Let's try this time if you can, and not even place your hands on the earth. So just let them hover over your mat. Press the toes into the earth. Low belly engages, and then upper back. Peel the chest up. The shoulders back, and then exhale down. So all this time you're looking at the ground. You don't want to crank your neck forward. So inhale, toes, low belly, upper back, on, then exhale down. One more. Inhale, toes, low belly, upper back, and release left cheek to the mat, hands to the hip. Let the shoulders just roll forward, touch the earth if that's where they want to go. On your next inhale, hands to upper ribs, press back up to our table, and then we're going to take it to the down dog. So let your knees go a little wide, toes come together, and press back all the way to the heel. Maybe your forearm, your forehead comes to the earth. Your fingers, two options here. You can either reach the fingers as far forward as you want, as you can, or you can take the hands back toward your heel. That's more of a relaxed shape. And then let the arms drape over the side of your body and reach toward your heel. kind of more restorative. It's better for softening any tension in your back. Next inhale, coming back. Take. Going to work our way up into. So tuck your toes into down dog. Pause. Up. And then slowly tiptoe your feet to the top of your mat. Coming into your forward fold. Let the head and neck length of the knees bend, like bend the knees, so that your torso and thighs connect. So always supporting the low back. We want to keep our legs straight and really put a lot of tension on the joint between the hip and the thigh. So that's why always low back is supported by bending our knees. If we need to, some people, maybe their hamstrings are more flexible and they can keep their legs straight and still keep their torso connected. But many of us need to bend our knees. Couple of breaths yet in this inversion. Let the head and neck hang heavy. You probably notice the longer we stay here, the more you sink toward the earth. As long as you let yourself release, gravity starts pulling you down. Next inhale, keeping the knees bent, sweep the arms out to the side and rise up. Reach the arms above the head and then release by your side. Okay. So nothing too crazy today for balance. We're going to make sure our feet are hip distance apart, the toes are spread. We're going to take the hands to the hip and lift the right knee. So peel the foot up off the earth, shift the weight to the left foot and lift the right knee. Flex the foot. So like you're standing on the floor in the air. Draw the shoulder blades together. So make sure your posture, your upper back posture is really thick. And then we're going to reach the hands above the head. Fix your gaze a few feet in front of you, so make sure you're nice and stable because we're going to go into a twist here. So reach the left hand toward the outside of the right knee, across your body. Reach the right arm forward, parallel to the ground. And very slowly, we're going to dial our right hand back toward the back of the room. So into a twist, very slowly. So exhale and let the gaze. Let's first do it just the hand without the gaze. Keep the gaze stable in front and slowly dial the hand back. The palm is forward and your hand is rotating back toward the back of the room. Pause when you reach the back. Next inhale, slowly sweep it forward. Feel like you're the dial of a clock as your hand moves back and forth. Hands to hips and allow the right knee to come down. And you did a little bit of release in that left hip, loading up a good bit. So maybe take a few toe rolls. So just let the ankle roll around on the toes. We're going to try that one more time. This time we're going to see if we can let the gaze follow along with our hand. So spread the left toes, shift the weight, and bring the right knee up. You're allowed to the earth, flex the foot. Take the left hand across the body, outside of the right knee. Right hand forward, and dial it back. This time, see if you might be able to let your gaze follow along with your hand very slowly. If you fall out like I just did, come back in. This is a practice to see if we can keep our balance as things are moving around us. And then slowly dial it forward once again. Reaching the front, take hands to hip, and lower the right foot down. That was really challenging for me this morning. It doesn't help that I'm on carpet, makes you extra wobbly. Okay, we have two sides. So let's spread the right toes, really get stable with the right foot. Take hands to hip and bring the left knee up. Flex the foot, fix your gaze in front of you. Draw the shoulder blades toward each other, and maybe the elbows go back just a bit. Be really strong here. Fix your gaze, will not move it first. So reach the right hand across the left knee, and then reach the left hand forward. And very slowly, with the gaze fixed, let's let the left hand rotate back toward the back of the room. And then slowly rotate forward. Bring hands to hip. Step out of it for a moment so you can give that right ankle a little bit of rotation and release. And then we'll do one more time. So toes spread, right toes spread. Hands to hips, lift the left knee, really flex the foot, get strong like you're standing on something. Come up out of the right hip. So feel the lift in the hip. You're not shooting it out to the side. It's very aligned in the center, everything hugging toward the center. And then right hand goes across body and left hand reaches forward. This time we're going to see if we can let our gaze follow our hand all the way to the back. Very slowly. And then slowly forward again. So reach the front, hands to hip, and release. So I notice a big difference between one side and the other. We have a stronger side and a weaker side. So we want to just work both of them and see if we can bring them both to a little bit more parity. So inhale, fingers to the sky. We're going to come down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up, hands on chin. Exhale, lower the hips, plant the hands on the earth, and come down into your seated position. So, as we did pigeon yesterday, we're going to do a different variation today. So let's take send our legs forward. We're going to take our left leg toward the corner of our mat, left corner of our mat, and draw the right knee in. Left heel toward the corner of the mat, right knee into the chest. And really wrap your arms around and hug it in. So sitting up nice and tall. And then we're going to take the sole of the right foot to the left side. So the knee goes out to the right. Turn the torso so it's facing your left leg. Reach up toward the sky. And then exhale, hinging at the hip. Slowly walk your fingers forward. So bring them down and then hinge. Inhale long with the spine and exhale a little bit lower. So keep the left foot flat, like you're standing on a wall. That's lengthening the back of that. So inhale, long spine, and exhale, just a little lower. Continue walking your way forward gently. No pulling. We use our breath to guide us in. Next inhale, bring your hands back toward your body, hugging the right knee in again toward you. And this time we're going to step the right knee across the left leg. Wrap the left arm around the left around toward the right side of your body, so around the right thigh. Reach the right hand forward, thumb up, and then rotate it back and plant it behind you with the fingers away from you. Keep the chest really open here. And if you're comfortable, keep hugging that right thigh into the chest. If you're comfortable, you can let the gaze go a little bit toward your back shoulder. Don't overdo it if it's not good for your neck, but just let the head rotate back. Keep the left foot flat. And then coming back to center. Bend the right heel toward the right corner of the mat and hug the left thigh into the chest. Sit up nice and tall. And then take the sole of the left foot to the inner right thigh. Reach up toward the sky. Turn the torso toward your right thigh. With your right toes and then begin walking in. So hinging at the hip. We allow the body to fold. Bringing the fingertips down in front of you. Slowly walking them forward. Any amount. Keeping the crown of the head long. The tailbone going back as you fold in. Gently with your breath. On your next inhale, walking your hands back toward your body, bringing the left thigh into the chest once again, and then stepping the left leg across the right leg, tucking it into the chest, wrapping the right arm around the left thigh, and then reach the left arm forward, thumb up, sweep it all the way to the back. Fingers away from you, lower down, the hand connects to the earth, and just allow the torso to rotate any amount. Keep the right foot flat. So rotate, rotate, rotate. And coming back to center, let's unwind our legs. Make sure you're in a space on your mat that you can lie down and use the strength of your core. Palms up, releasing the spine slowly, slowly, slowly toward the earth. Just one few moments of flowing bridge. So let's take the hands by our hips, palms down, tuck the shoulders in toward the body, bring the heels right under the knees. Inhale, lift the hips. Sweep the arms overhead and down toward the earth. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale back up. Press the sole of the foot into the earth. Heel into the earth, lift the hip, and exhale down. This time, let's keep our hands on the earth and really press up through the heels. Lift the hip and pause here for a couple of breaths. Reaching the hip points a little bit higher. Chin comes toward the chest. We press up through the soles of the feet. Really good for the low back here. Strengthening work as well as releasing work. We're teaching the other muscles to work so that the low back doesn't have to do something it's not designed to do. So by really working the thighs, the glutes, even the upper back here, we're allowing the low back to just be our center, our stable center. Exhale, lower down. Hug the knees into the chest. Chin to chest. And full body stretch, fingers to toes. And then find the shape you'd like to take this morning for Shavasana. And be any shape where you feel relaxed. Maybe it was all the yoga yesterday, but I'm feeling really relaxed today. So just settle into your breath. Short Shavasana today. Draw your attention to your breath in the center of your chest. Begin to activate, begin to feel that breath as it fills you, flowing out through your body, movement into your fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. And then making a pillow with your arms, roll to one side for a couple of breaths. As you press your way up into a comfortable seat, reach the crown of the head tall, shoulders relaxed, sit bones grounded, that perfect posture that you want to keep throughout your day, with everything level, shoulders released away from the ears, and the low back supported because it's in its upper position. We're not crunching our shoulders forward and really putting a lot of stress on our back. So keep the shoulders wide as we settle here for a moment. We'll seal our practice today with one collective sigh. Bring the hands to heart center. Full inhale. One open mouth exhale. Let it all out. Namaha. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today. I will comfortably end the recording and we can chat.